Hey guys, and welcome back to another video. And if you guys didn't see it a few days ago, or probably about a week ago at this point, I put out a video titled Thanks, and in that video I talked about how things have been going for me on the channel. Wanted to give you guys an update on the channel for me, and then some things I may be working on in the future towards the end of that video. I talked about my upcoming push and how this will probably be my final push if it doesn't pan out well. So far, by the way, things have gone really good, so that's good to know. And good to see, and I'll talk about that more in a minute. I also talked about some of, the personal depression that kind of comes into it, and my mindset, and how that can get kind of skewed or messed up by YouTube and all that stuff. So I'm not really going to go over all that stuff again here. If you want to see that video, check it out. I'll leave it down below in the description. But for this one, I wanted to do a response video. I didn't actually plan to do a second video. I didn't have any plans to do it, but I wanted to let you guys know that I really received all of the kind words that you guys sent me. I was actually kind of honestly expecting a couple trolls. Either I didn't see them or there weren't any trolls, thankfully. Because that's the worst thing. It's like, it's very loud minority, but you could be having like a good day and then just one boom, one troll comments like, you're terrible, this and that, and it's like, there goes my whole day. So I'm really happy I didn't get those. But what I did get in abundance was so many kind words. And so, by the way, if I didn't mention it yet, the gameplay on the screen is just because I need to put a visual up. Don't worry about it. So yeah, I got so many kind words and so many messages from you guys, and I went through pretty much all of those comments. I either read them, liked them, well, some combination of read them, liked them, commented back as much as I could. There was a lot on there, so I really appreciate it. So if you guys did do that, and I really appreciate that big time. I wanted to let you know that so many people were telling me their history with my channel. They've been here for X number of months. They just found me. They've been here for years. Some people have been with me from the very beginning, all the way back in 15 and stuff like that, and it's been quite a journey. And some people have talked about how they enjoyed my content, the evolution of the channel, the evolution of me, and some of the things that I've personally been endeavoring into. And also there was also some people that were more so, they've been around, they haven't watched in a while for one reason or another. Maybe they're busy, maybe they just haven't had the opportunity, maybe my content wasn't recommended, or maybe they don't really like the direction the channel has gone in terms of lack of certain content. Like, for example, how I used to do a ton of Dokkan content. If you aren't familiar with that, I've got probably, I don't know if I have thousands, but probably at least 1,000 videos on Dokkan. And part of the reason, by the way, I didn't really touch on this in that video, part of the reason why I moved away from Dokkan, I did a separate video titled, a few months back, titled, why I quit finally, because I never really explained it. And by the way, I am dabbling in the idea of coming back, lightly. I wouldn't be wailing. I wouldn't be covering all the news. It wouldn't be anywhere near as involved as it once was. But part of the reason why was because the algorithm started to treat me crappy there anyway. I started to get pushed out of the algorithm for that game. So people were starting to pop up. Other people were starting to take over, and it just started pushing me out of the algorithm, and Legends was booming, and my videos on Legends were doing 3 or 4 times as many views. And it was like, okay, well, why would I not just put all my attention over here? So anyway, yeah, so making that return back, some people were saying maybe you should make a return, this and that. I'm dabbling in the idea of doing it, but it's not really for growth in particular. It might trigger some growth, but I think that there's a misconception with YouTube in that you can kind of do whatever you want under the same bubble. You kind of can't, unless your channel's been built from the ground up that way. You kind of can't. Dragon Ball doesn't equate to Dragon Ball. There's a lot of people that will play one of the other games and then they won't care about the other game. There's also people that will care about console releases but not care about these games. And then if I were to mix in content from consoles, there would be basically, it segments everybody. It's not just Dragon Ball is Dragon Ball is Dragon Ball, right? It just segments everybody. So it's kind of interesting. So I don't really know, but I am planning, whenever the new mobile game gets announced, stuff like that, I am planning to move over. If you don't know what I'm talking about, there is no official word on a new mobile game. Don't go Googling it or anything like that. It just makes the most sense. If somebody asked me to bet on it, I would throw my entire life saving on the fact that they have another game being worked on, because it just makes the most sense. These games have made billions of dollars. Why wouldn't they? Anyway, so yeah, I don't know if it'll translate, but back to the point. I really do appreciate it. It made making the decision to push again worth it, right? And it was cool to see the reassurance that I got from some of you guys, you know, whether it was, hey, don't quit, or hey, you know, just know that we love you, we support your content, you have a, you know, dedicated fan base, some variation of that type of stuff. It was really cool to see and really cool to hear, because sometimes, you know, you kind of can forget some of those things. I'm going to be honest, you can kind of forget some of those things because it's not something that's always in your face. It's not something you see all the time. So you can kind of forget some of those things, and it was really cool and reassuring to get those messages from you guys saying those types of things, and I really, really, really appreciate them, seriously. I've already kind of began some of the push stuff that I was talking about. You guys will see an upcoming collab with a friend of mine. We've actually been talking about it for a long time. We have a couple videos that we did, well, really 3, but 2 of them are going to be on my channel, so it's not really like it's going to do too much for me, but it's alright. I'm happy just to put those contents out. Anyway, so doing collabs is something that I am going to start doing a lot more often in hopes of hopefully growing the channel, and also just giving you guys some fun videos, because collabs are always a good time. It's always a good time to get on and just talk crap with my friends. Also, I've created a lot more socials. You guys can scan the QR and you'll get to some of my socials, and I'll be posting more on social to also just try to increase the reputation overall in general again. I have started putting a lot more effort into most of my videos, unless they're like a quick hitter news piece that doesn't really require much. I could just one take it. I'm going to put more effort into the edits. I hope you guys have noticed that and have appreciated that to at least a degree. I'm trying. I still only have a finite amount of time I can sit in front of my computer a day, just because I have to run around town. Since I can work from home, just to give you a little bit of insight, since I can work from home, I basically have the luxury of basically being a stay-at-home dad. So what that means is that I've got to do everything as it pertains to my kids. I've got to wake them up in the morning, take my older one to school, and then we got to do everything else. I got to get all the stuff I need done in the day as well, while taking my younger one with me everywhere. Like, I can take her to the gym with me. There's a little daycare in there. Leave her there for an hour while I work out and things like that. And then I got to come home, and then, you know, we got to eat, and then I got a little bit of time and I can record. And then we got to go get my other daughter from school. It's just a lot of driving, and it's like, oh my God. So yeah, that's kind of, so I still only have a finite amount of time I can sit in front of the computer. But yeah, so I hope you guys enjoy it, because like I said, since I can work at home, I've got a lot of things. So it's kind of, you know, it is what it is. I'm actually thinking of the idea of hiring somebody to help me edit, because that would accomplish both things and not like eat up all my time. Because right now, what's happened is my video output has kind of decreased a little bit, and I don't want that to happen. Because it's been a little trickier trying to use that time to do both things, right? So I need to also get ahead of schedule. That would make it a lot easier for me. Anyway, just kind of rambling on some of the things that I'm doing. I talked about socials. I talked about the channel. I talked about engaging more with you guys. You guys have also probably seen more usage of my community posts to other things other than just promote videos. I'm trying to engage more with you guys and things like that. And I really want to make it count, right? And I also want to say huge shout out to the people that have been commenting on videos. In general, yes, but more so like of this of late. I see people that are like, we need more views, leave a like, make sure like you support the channel, this and that, and it's really cool to see. I didn't ask for that, but I am appreciative. So if you're doing that, or if you're sharing the videos on other platforms and stuff like that, that is very much appreciated. I really appreciate it. So I want to ask you guys here before we wrap, what are some other things you would like to see me do? Whether there are other games or things like that, which, by the way, I talked about maybe a light return to Dokkan, just to give you an example of what that would be. I am thinking about doing a return to the Dokkan soundtrack series, which was something I always was really hyped with the music, and people really liked that. So I know there's a lot of tracks, so I would need somebody to help me organize all the tracks in the game. So I would need somebody, if that's you, just hit me up on Twitter or X or whatever it is now, through the QR code. But that's something like that. And maybe every now and again I'd come back and drop a showcase for a new character if I pulled them, or maybe summons on a hype banner, things like that, but not like exactly as it was. I do also have plans, like I said, for some other games. In the immediate future, it would be Kakarot's DLC. I might just put out, I don't know if I would do like one long thing. Last DLC, I kind of streamed it. I don't know. It's really hit or miss because that game doesn't really have that big of a following anyway, but that would just be me playing content for the people that would enjoy it at that point. I'm not really too worried about having a video that goes crazy or anything from the channel. But yeah, there are also some older games I'm playing that I kind of want to put out too. And I have picked back up Snap, so that's going to go on my second channel again. I need to get back to working there. Just, again, like I said, with all the time constraints, it's kind of hard to put content on 2 channels too on a daily basis. So that's kind of why the side channel doesn't get a lot of love. But all in all, let me know some things you guys want to see. And once again, thank you for your support. Thank you for the kind words. Thank you for the reassurance. Thank you for your efforts in trying to help me in this push and all the awesome stories you guys shared. A lot of people said crazy things, or that are not crazy, but I'm reading a title here on my screen and I had the word crazy. A lot of people said amazing things, like how I helped them through this or that, or, you know, how they've been following me for so long, and that really does mean a lot to me. So thank you, and more content to come, guys.